Ah, what's up, good people? It's Eric Taylor, Taylor to You Coaching, and I'm back with another transit video, really from March 25th, the energies of the 28th. It's all about the Libra full moon. And, like always, check me out, ring the bell, subscribe down below. Hit me up at taylor2coaching@gmail.com. Check out taylor2coaching.com. But interesting energy leading up from last week to this week, and so sad for all the shootings and that have been going on. And I just gotta say it's crazy because it was in the stars, right? Mars and Gemini moving towards the North Node and squaring Pisces and Mercury and Neptune. And Mars is literally the adversary, the soldier, the weapon, right? The gun. With Gemini, the hands, and it's squaring the Pisces and Mercury and all the deception and lies and confusion and fog. So, but anyway, the energy is going to be a little bit more positive, and things will be really good on the 28th of March, and thereafter spring will start to get good again. And March has been a good month. This has just been a rough week. So March 25th, happy birthday to my father. William Taylor would have been 89, a true Aries. And thank you, Dad, for everything. And, as we are heading towards this full moon, we're still sort of globally and more so in America, dealing with the Pisces and Mercury, which is the fourth house in America's chart, right? The Sagittarius ascendant. So we're still talking about concepts and miscommunications and deception and a fog and nebulous energy, but also creative and imaginative. Okay? But the big setup of the energy for the Libra full moon, okay, we're talking about the full moon at 8 degrees in Libra, the sun in Aries at 8 degrees, conjunct Chiron, the wounded healer, at 8 degrees, and Venus. So we're going to talk about all this energy. I'm just going to talk about it just for you, the individual, and the collective. I'm not going to necessarily break it down by the signs. Because it's just a lot to talk about, and it's really deep. And I want you to get an idea of the feeling of what's going on, right? Plus, you're talking about a grand trine, Aquarius and Saturn. This is now also this full moon. It's at 8 degrees. We're talking about Pacific West Coast time, 11:48 a.m. East Coast, 2:48, and I think what is it, like 6:48 UK London time, something like that. So, but 2:48 Eastern, 11:48 Pacific. Okay, and when you have this Libra full moon, it's the first full moon of the astrological new year, right? Happy New Year. We had that at the equinox, the real New Year, right? Spring again. It's spring again. But, we're seeing very fascinating energy, okay? Because we're coming from really a rough couple of days and weeks with all this gun violence. And, it's interesting sort of still having a Neptune and Pisces sextiling Pluto and Capricorn at like 21 and 26 degrees. And that's like this poking energy that's supposed to be more positive, but it's making me wonder. We know Pluto is virus, Neptune is disease, but we know about the fog, creativity, and the deception, but we know about the transformation, the power, the breaking down the systems and the structures and organizations. And makes me ponder. Let's go for a spin around. Right? So how is this playing out, right? For the collective, for America, but just everyone, you know. Now, one thing I'll tell you about this full moon that's interesting, it's actually at this 8 degrees. What's really deep about it, and it's like I said, that grand trine is the Gemini Mars in North Node at 13 to 14 degrees, Saturn in Aquarius at 11 degrees, and then the Libra full moon at 8 degrees. So not an exact trine, but it's close enough. The energy is definitely close enough, okay? And, you know, this is about a lot of socialization, right? What are air signs? It's communicating. It's very mental, right? And it's about socializing and feeling feeling comfortable to kind of do that again in public, whether it's with a mask, without a mask, whatever. But that's what this energy is kind of really talking about. So as we start to, get in this situation where we are, kind of open and communicating again and being out and about, what are we being asked to do? And what is this full moon in Libra asking us? Because this is setting off a new beginning. And sort of, we sort of wrapped up a chapter for the last year and last 6 months. And this is probably going to take us to the Aries full moon in October. Or maybe the end of September, right? But when you think of the Libra full moon, it's very harmonious, balanced, right? It wants peace, justice, fairness. It wants relationships, right? Being social, friends, love, partnership. And Aries is the great I am, right? The new beginnings, cardinal fire. The Libra full moon is cardinal air. So altogether, this is an energy of initiation, beginning, starting things anew, just like the new year of Aries, right? Being kind of aware and alive again, and hiking and being outside and enjoying, sorry, the sun is getting bright, but enjoying this weather and enjoying, just want to make sure you can see me good, yeah, enjoying this energy. So think about how you can really tap in, because Aries and Venus, because it's, with the sun, and I know people are talking about the evening star and the star point, but, the sun and Venus don't really get along, and when it was a couple of days back, I guess they call that the, I don't know if it's the evening star or when the sun and Venus are at a certain point. I think it's 16 degrees, Cazimi. But, talking about really from the 25th to the 28th, and really the full moon on the 28th, 8 degrees, we're talking about discipline, foundation, structure, order. So you need to kind of be reflective and go back to self and make sure you are structuring your life, your feelings, your emotions, your needs, and your self-love in the right order, and release energy that is not serving that feeling of coming back into the physical body. And, we've all gone through so much this past year. And hopefully there was a lot of, through the pain and loss and trauma and crises, there was a lot of learning and reflecting. And being introspective, which is not associated with Aries or Libra at all. But I think this energy is maybe taking us to a place of pausing. That it's this perfect setup of this three, the conjunction of these three energies of Chiron, the wounded healer, right? It's the energy antenna where we have emotional, physical, spiritual wounds, and you base it really on the degree, right? So if it's at 8, this could have, been something about your formative years, because 8 is the age of understanding. And so maybe it's time on Saturday and Saturday night, and, even Friday night, this weekend, to kind of be more reflective. Write a letter to your younger self, but tap into finding that that elusive, for some people, true self-love. Because Aries and Venus is sort of assertive and aggressive with love, but it needs to be internalized for yourself. Because we're dealing with Chiron and we're dealing with the sun. So the ego, loving self, being self-centered. And remember, the sun is exalted in Aries, home in Leo. It's kind of a poetic placement to have Venus, Chiron, and the sun at 8 degrees. How do you love yourself? How can you heal past the wounds from your childhood, from relationships? How do you kind of find the way to appreciate and not beat yourself up, right? You're no longer, like I say, no longer in the business of negative self-talk. Well, this is really what this is talking about right here, more than ever. Let's try to hit some sunlight, get closer to nature. So how can you really find that, be that, search for that, and be intentional, be pioneering and a leader in terms of figuring out, I am no longer going to be a doormat for people. I'm no longer going to be the yes person, right? You're not going to be that. Because the Libra full moon, emotionally, internally, your moon is your mind, your reactions, your physical energy, body, your soul, your breath, right? Your intuitive intuition, your mother, your caring, your nurturing. Well, Libra is all about relationships and partnerships, but it wants to be fair, it wants harmony. But sometimes it doesn't speak up for itself. And so with the full moon energy, when you look at the sun and Venus and Chiron and Aries, it's saying no more. Put yourself first. Find a way to heal and love yourself. And sometimes that's by doing things for others. Usually our Chiron placement, when we find ways to care for and help others, we heal ourselves. And I know Aries it's this beautiful energy, right? It's adventurous and pioneering, assertive, aggressive. It's touching the fire, and it's not afraid. It's childlike, right? It's that discovery of what is self? Who am I? This moon and this energy is who am I and who are we, right? Libra is the we, and the Aries is the I. Right? The sun is the father of the ego. It makes me reflect about, my father being the Aries, right? I'm a Virgo, but, Aries can be great leaders. Because of that childlike energy, they are going to just go after it, go pursue it, go get it, go figure it out. But in this case, it's not about like obtaining possessions or money. It's about obtaining the discipline and foundations of self-love, self-awareness, being self-centered, selfish, but not in the negative way, in the introspective way. So this can be challenging, especially if your, sun, moon, or ascendant is in Aries. But it's okay. It's okay to reflect and think back to your childhood and think back to the family members that we've all, the collective, have lost this past year. But it's time to be alive again, to be free again, to be social again, to relate again. But this time in new ways. There's no going back. All that's happened, it's over with. Things will continue to be rearranged and crumble and change, and new directions, new technologies, new ways of doing things, because we're entering in the age of Aquarius. And that's what this trine is talking about too, with the Libra moon at 8 degrees, right? And the Aquarius and Saturn, right? About responding, to your discipline and what's serving you. It's here to 2023. So all this work that we're doing now, you'll see the manifestation of it in 2023. As Saturn goes into Pisces and Jupiter goes there next year, and then Pluto will be going there in 2024. That's what this is all about. It's leading us somewhere. This is a deep time. There are there's no mistakes and no accidents. All this stuff has to happen. We have to have these sort of like experiences and changes. It's it's a really deep time, deep energy, deep reflection. Mars and Gemini, and it's conjuncting that North Node. 13 and 14 degrees. You're talking about going on adventures in your local community, making sure that we all are connecting. Now, hopefully it's going to stop the arguing and fighting in the local communities, but we could still see that up to the, unfortunately up to the 28th, but should be dissipating, after April. More so like after, I think, like April 3rd or 4th. But just pause on the 28th. Enjoy this Libra full moon. Find ways to intuitively tap in to find that inner peace and harmony that the Libra moon wants. Remember, Libras are the best listeners, the best planners, social workers, event planners, designers, decorators, wedding, marriage. It's partnership, even great at business, because they know how to finesse conversations. Libras get a bad rap, and Libra energy gets a bad rap because they can come across flaky, but it's super intelligent, and because it listens, it knows how to relate to anyone and anything, right? It's the judge. That's why it's exalted in Saturn, and it's the lawyer. It's the prosecution, defense, judge, in its own court of laws. Yes, it can be passive aggressive, but it's so caring and intellectual, and it just wants to really get along. That's what is really at stake here. How can we learn to love ourselves in this world of division and separation and all the stuff that's going on? How can we work together in partnership and be assertive at doing it in our local communities? How can we trade, I got apples and you have blueberries? How can we trade stuff on Etsy, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Clubhouse? But not just trade for money and greed. Trade thoughts, ideas, language, respect, love. Because if you get introspective, heal your wounds, and come back to being truly in love with self, then you don't have the time for the racism, the prejudice, the hate, and worried about what the next person's doing or wearing, who's saying what, sleeping with who, and who's this sex and that sex and this partner, and you know what I mean? It just all, it dissipates. That's what this is really hitting at, and you got to wake up to this. You have to vibrate higher so you could stop this low vibration division energy. Because that's what evil dwellers want. They don't want us having this Gemini North Node energy with the exchange of great ideas. I mean, you can, talk to people on Clubhouse and get great ideas for building your social media, your Instagram, how to invest in Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, all this stuff. That's beautiful. That's Gemini North Node. Don't you see that? And Pisces and Mercury, it doesn't have to be a negative. It can be when you're wearing rose-colored glasses and there's miscommunications and understanding and deception. But it can also be very compassionate speech, very intuitive, creative speech and writing and concepts and music and poetry and sculpture and art that could tap into the energy of the Libra full moon. And when you think about Venus being in Aries at 8 degrees, it's like asking you, who are you to your core? Do you know who you are? Do you love yourself? If not, stop, shut up, figure that out. Then everything else can fall into line and place for your lives and for your friends, family, neighbors, strangers, enemies, whatever. I mean, honestly, I gotta ask people because I'm curious. I'm so busy, creating content for you guys and doing coaching and birth charts and being a father and a husband and a son, and my mother's still in the hospital. I wouldn't, even if I wanted to, and I don't, I wouldn't have time to be judging and hating other people. That's a waste of time. If you've got that much time, then you're not working hard enough. You're not paying attention to your loved ones. You're not existing in love, peace, balance, and harmony. If that's your waking moment, like when you wake up and you're like, oh, I want to hate the left, I want to hate the right, I want to hate Asians and blacks and Indians or whites, or you know what I mean? It's so, it's exhausting and childish and stupid. That's why I don't pay attention to any of it. And by nature, I love politics. My Aries father wanted me to be the first black president, not Barack Obama. And I would have been one hell of a president. But you guys aren't ready for me because I'm a truth speaker. And I lead with love and truth. That's too real for a lot of people. And I get that. I'm a Scorpio ascendant. I know either you're really pulled in by me and attracted to me and by me and what I have to think and say, or you could be repelled and afraid and I'm too mysterious. I live with the Scorpio ascendant. I see, I know. But I also love it because I can see through. I see through all of you. I just hope that everyone can tap in, literally tap in to your root chakra. To investigate self, to find your inner peace and balance and harmony. That's what's going on here. That's what time it is. That's what the 8 degrees. That's what the grand trine. That's the conjunction. That's the Mars. Oh, and at this time, with this full moon, 11:48 Pacific, it's a Cancer ascendant. And that would put Lilith and Uranus in Taurus in the 12th house, which I find pretty interesting. And Pluto and Capricorn in the 7th. If you know what that means, then you know I'm not going to get all into that, but this is just for the chart of this moon. Now, if we placed it in, those situations in America's chart of the Sagittarius ascendant, then you're talking about the Uranus and Lilith in the 6th house. What are your sudden events and instincts telling you? Your 5 senses telling you? About health right now, sickness, illness, your daily life and routine, your work, your service. You tell me. That's an interesting question, something to spin around in the medulla oblongata, homie. But that's the problem. Having the Sagittarius ascendant for this country and having Mars and Gemini and the North Node in Gemini in the 7th house. It can come off as some verbal aggression, shootings, violence, and just not so positive energy. And being on low vibrations. So we have to move past that. So that's what you need to tap into with this Libra full moon. And the trine energy on the 28th, that flow is talking about your assertive communication. But even Mars and Gemini could be Tai Chi, yoga, sports, fencing, massage. It can be great debates. It doesn't have to be the negative, the low vibration of Mars. Yes, even though Mars is a malefic. And the trine is, 2 malefics in the moon. But the trine energy is supposed to be, you know, a nice flow. So let's see how it goes. Comment down below and let me know that, you know, you did something good this weekend. You found some common ground. You socialized and maybe met a stranger. Maybe you said a kind word to a person that wears a mask if you don't wear a mask, or vice versa. Maybe you didn't make a snide remark underneath or judge or whatever, and maybe you just like, hey, how you doing today? We have to stop putting down everyone that looks or does or reacts differently from us. We're all on our own individual journeys. Everyone's trying to do their best, and some aren't, you know, but for the most part, most folks are really just trying to food, clothing, shelter, love, a vacation, education. You know what I mean? We talk about the American dream. Let's talk about the American reality. This is why you got to hit me up. You got that stimulus check? I'm glad. Take care of what you need. But you got some extra money? Get. And I'm not even saying, look, you don't even have to do it with me. I think you'll love getting a birth chart done with me, but I don't care. Do it with anybody. Learn your numerology. Learn your human design. Reading your aura. Understand your meditation and tapping into your chakras and doing some yoga and prayer and positive affirmations, but positive thinking. And not anything like, oh, cheesy, like, oh, you're great. But even, listen, positive self-talk, it is necessary and important. You want to hear hate and negativity, turn on the radio or the news or da-da-da-da. You can get that all the time. You have got to put on your armor. Right? Our good Christians know you got to put on your spiritual armor. And that's also, the word is life. So listen to this Libra harmonious moon and take that partnership relationship and get married to your heart and soul. I'm not saying be selfish. I'm saying, like, re-engage with yourself, your core, your being. It's time. You're born, now wake up and be alive. Love nature, love yourself, love your friends, family, strangers, neighbors. Venus and Aries is giving us now the time to rebuild the new foundation. Tap into the creativity, the ego, find your inner authority, and be bold, brave, and courageous. What is Aries? Find your inner warrior, your inner soldier, but not for violence, but fight for love, for yourself. And then once you pour that love into yourself, it will go out to anyone and everyone else. Aren't you exhausted and tired of yelling and screaming and fighting and arguing on Facebook posts and stupid shit like that? I mean, come on. Excuse my French. You know I don't curse on my YouTube. But goodness gracious. I get baffled by people who won't come on my page to show love, but could come on my Facebook page to disagree and talk smack. Who does that? What the hell's wrong with you? I've never gone to a friend or former friend or high school, junior high school, elementary school, college friends page, and we have different political views, and gone on their page and talk smack and like, I just never done that. It's a lower vibration, weaker mind. It's stupid. It doesn't make you like, oh, I got one up on Eric. No, you ain't getting shit up on me. And like I always tell you, you know, like I'm real positive and stuff like that, but you come from me, you know, I'm a New York MC. I'm gonna come back at you. I'm going to do it with love and grace and intelligence and class. But I'm a verbal giant that can stomp and crush your ass. Just stop doing that. Like, that's so weak. As we used to say in the old school days, that's wick, wick, whack. I'm sorry, young folks. Like, listen, I'm going to tell you, you're not having the fun that we had. And I know I thought when I was younger, I would never, and I'm definitely have to get off my lawn guy. And I'm still young. I'm only 50. But for some of you who, order my charts or watch my page, you're in your 20s and your 30s. And, I know I've got some fans that are 17 or 19. And I got fans in their 50s and 60s older than me. And, but all ages, right? But I'm just being honest. Growing up in New York City in the 80s, being a part of the hip-hop generation, the younger brother, because most of the leaders of the pack, from Kool Herc to Karis One, Bambaataa, I'm 50, they're like between 55 and 58. So I'm hip-hop's younger brother. Back when people thought Slick Rick and Dana Dane were brothers. All right? So, it's... Are you being fair to yourself? Think about it. When you're wasting the negative energy for hatred, what positivity are you not doing for self, your children, spouse, siblings, parents, niece, nephew, aunt, uncle? Like, what are you not bringing balance, harmony, and fairness to? So let's not be so impulsive. Let's be courageous and brave to be introspective, vibrate higher, and challenge ourselves. I know Aries energy, it's like my favorite. I'm a Martian, Scorpio Ascendant. I'm all about Mars. I'm all Virgo, Scorpio energy. That's good stuff. The Capricorn moon, that's good stuff. But it's Aries, if you are aware and you know this about yourself, then you've got to find ways to be honest. Heal your wound, emotional, physical, spiritual. And it's not just therapy or counseling. And to be honest, like, you go to a therapist, psychologist, you've got to be willing to share. If you come to me and I do your chart, I see everything. And so then the astrological life coaching or relationship coaching and real counseling you can get from me is way more in depth and better for you. Plus, I know the Aries energy really well. But it doesn't matter what sign you are. It doesn't matter who you are. Catholic, Buddhist, Hindu, Christian, Muslim, atheist, agnostic. I got love for everybody, and I'm not about judging you. But I'm not gonna feed you lies and BS. I care too much. And so when I say it, I mean it. Yes, come to me to get your birth chart done. $150 for a full 12-house report, written videos that you could watch from now until 2030 to be like, oh, what does it mean to have my moon in the third house and da-da-da-da. And a 40 to 50 minute custom video summary, like a mini movie of your life, breaking everything down. You're not getting that anywhere else. But either way, if you choose to go to someone else, yes, there's astrologers with more knowledge than me and better than me. But the combination of everything that I got, the school teacher, the actor, the rapper, MC, the poet, the sketch comic, the New Yorker, the Cap Moon, Virgo Sun, Scorpio Ascendant, why would you want to go to somebody else? And I mean that in the most humble way. I'm honest, because I'm ride or die for you, and you're my client. Ask, read the testimonies on my website. Ask, you can see in the comments or whatever, with people, especially when they've, worked with me. I do it for y'all. I don't play around. because I want you to, because listen, because if we all as a collective are on our highest vibration and we're all kind of really existing and dealing in self-love, man, that just makes the whole world and society better. And that's what I want. I want us all to shine. I want us all to glow. I want us all to vibrate. Es muy importante. ¿Comprende? So, hit me up at tailoredtoyoucoaching@gmail.com. Get your chart done. Enjoy this Libra full moon. Understand that this energy will, last the next 2 weeks, the next 6 months, the next year. And it's still connecting to the foundations of the Grand Trine, which is still Saturn and Jupiter right now in Aquarius. So you're talking about Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini, an air trine, which is very mental, very much about socializing, freedom, intellect. Here comes the wind as I'm moving. See, there are no accidents. The wind is starting to blow and fly right now because we're talking about the grand trine of the air signs. But let your air, your breath, your socialization, your communication be fair, balanced, and harmonious. Don't just talk. Listen. Right? Aquarius is a little bit more arrogant. Gemini is a little bit like immature and just chatty. And Libra is listening. It listens. This Libra full moon, it's time to listen to your heart and soul, your inner truth, to who are you. But it's time to listen to loved ones and their needs and meet them too. And understand and respect and honor and say, who are we? I love us, the collective. Y'all can do this. I can do it. We need to do it. Take advantage of this time, this energy. We all chose to be here. There are no accidents. I tell my wife and kids this all the time. Okay? Just know that. Right? Know the sky, the energy, the trees, the earth, the grass. Be righteous, be just, be intellectual, be introspective. Find the courage and to be brave enough to do some good work on healing yourself and your heart. Come back to your body, come back to your soul, come back to your spirit, come back to self-love. So then when you communicate and socialize with others, you listen, don't argue. Mars and Gemini, right? Don't be kind of dismissive, too arrogant, and think that your system and structure and responsibility is superior to someone else's. Aquarius and Saturn. Just have respect, harmony, balance, peace, fairness, justice, and relate to others. Libra full moon. That's the discipline, foundation, order, organization, and structure that you need to implement in your Aries, Venus, Chiron, Sun to heal yourself and heal others. Capiche? It's really, it's dope. It's beautiful. It's easy money. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed. I hope I didn't talk too long, but I think every word was you know, it was really tapping in to my Black Moon Lilith in Virgo, and to nature, and to this, honoring this sun, and my father's birthday, and the Libra full moon, my sister and my grandmother's, and you know, this is Libra Aries energy means a lot to me. I don't take it lightly, so I got love for y'all. Hit me up. And maybe if you email me and you know, if I see that you're a Libra moon, or maybe even a Libra or Aries sun, I might even give you a little discount. I'm not offering a big sale or whatever, but if you know, I might just be like, hey, instead of $150 for the birth chart, I'm gonna knock off a little something just for the Libra Aries energy, sun, moon, or ascendant. Okay, I'll let your boy, because you know, I'm real. You're real. Come back home to the astrological new year and find self-love again. And if you've never had it, fight like hell to get it. You're worth it. Eric Taylor, Taylor to You Coaching. Libra full moon, 8 degrees. Yeah. March 28th, 11:48. Grand Trine, air energy. And start meditating. Not just on the 28th. Do it on the 25th. Try to do it 15 minutes every day. And speak positively about yourself, friends, and family, and see how your life changes. Tap in. Get your birth chart done with me, a professional astrologer, or any other professional astrologer. There's a lot of good ones on YouTube and other places as well. But if you hit your boy up, you'll be happy. Eh? I got you. You know I got you. Alright? Come on. Venus, Jupiter, Neptune on the ascendant. I like to have fun. I hope you enjoy my videos. God bless you. Eric Taylor, Taylor to You Coaching. All right? And be safe, please. Because not everybody wants to be on peace and high vibration. A lot of people love the violence and chaos, unfortunately. And just love on them too. Wish them well. All right? Taylor to You Coaching. Adios.